Alright, so what we're going to be doing is making a real time guide per se for Ivory Tower. Now, and hard mode and normal mode are the exact same thing. So I just got into like a super juiced group. So I am totally okay with that. Yeah, hard mode and normal mode are the exact same thing. The only difference is one of them hits harder. So it's just a lot of trash in the beginning. Yeah. So we're just kind of making our rounds, getting to the boss. I did pop a stimmy. I am I am not afraid to use consumables at all. I feel like if you are lucky enough to get invited into a group, you should really just you should use your consumables. That's what they're there for. We have received quite a bit of them, and yeah. So I accidentally threw a flame grenade. Um, you'll see why I have those in a little bit, but right now it's just DPS. You want to grab these green things. You want to avoid the purple things. Right now, it's just a lot of dipping and diving. You can attack her when she's doing this, especially if you have a decent support. It is really not recommended. So I just ulted there to get my aura back up, even though we are going into mechanic. And that was just a dodge with a stagger check. That is all that was. Very, very easy mech. You do not want to get caught on these plants over here. They do a lot of damage, and they kind of make you inactive for a portion of the fight. This is a counter mech. A few of us were ready for that. And during the whole fight, you're just essentially dodging, and there's a lot of basic attacks that you can get comboed. So I do recommend learning some of them or all of them, but it's it's fairly straightforward. See that yellow? I was too close to the flower. That you can just kind of hang on the inside. The target on my head can be used to kill these plants on the outside. As you see, this is what happens when you do get grabbed. Took me away from the fight a little bit. I couldn't help my buddies, and it's just not a good time. Alright, so this is the major mech of this. So, essentially the person with the target needs to go to those green things. Those green balls. And kill them. So, if you have the target on your head, you have a little thing following you. If you stand in the green thing's path, oh, it blows up. Like that. Just like that. So what we are essentially doing is there's a timer here. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a timer there with a debuff. Once that hits 0, throw a flame grenade. She is weak to fire. If you do not throw a flame grenade, instead of it saying weakened, she gets stronger, and it's near impossible to finish. And that is the first gate. There's no more mechs. It's just dipping and dodging. Since we used the flame mechanic, we took out a lot of her. Since we used the flame grenade, we took away a lot of her, like the little odds and ends nuisances and whatnot. Alright. That's gate 1. People pumping this this dungeon. I'm a big fan. I don't have my cheat sheet pulled up, and I usually do. Maybe I don't need it anymore. This next gate, this is the one that I wish that they would get rid of, but hey, it is what it is. I'm going to do my best to explain it, but I am going to miss a few things. See this thing? They are right here. There's 6 of them all together. You want to grab those. It is an item that you have to put onto your bars. So for this gate, we are going to need whatever you want. I usually do the Guardian in 2, my health pots, and you need destruction. We are probably going to throw in party order, so right after this, we're going to see a throw. Bam, right there. That's first throw. We are going to just avoid. We are just dodging. That's our first stagger. So when you throw, we have 2 staggers, a fake stagger, and a 2 staggers, a fake stagger, a counter. You'll see it. There's our second stagger. Oh, and by the way, these orbs that we are collecting, they're called bloods. You want to grab those, but just know that if you do grab it and you get hit, your health drops to, I think it's 5%. So, periodically, like, look. See these? I can grab those to regain 21,000 health each time. So now we throw another orb. We're just DPSing. We're just DPSing. Throw another orb so the cycle is anew. So that means the 2 staggers, a fake stagger, and a counter, but we hit our first major mech. So the 3 DPS go to the outside. One of them is going to have eyes on them. If they get caught by the dragon, if they get caught by the dragon, it is a wipe. If I get caught by the dragon, the person in the middle, it is not a wipe. But the person that is on the outside of the arena with those dragons, it is a wipe if you get caught, if you have the eyes. And your job is just to kite it around, circle, circle, circle. You just circle around and don't get caught. The other 2 people without the eyes are just countering. They have to counter their dragon. If they don't, it is a wipe. So we are going to stagger here, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to set up the break now. So if he has 2 on him, if he has 2 of those things on him, it's a break. And you need to break him to get rid of the excess armor that he has. So these are the stacks of armor right here. If he has 5 of those, it's a wipe. I know it's a lot to kind of take in, and it's a lot to remember. But just know. So typically the first person throws. Party number 1 throws right off the jump, right out of the red attack in the middle. First person throws. Then you got stagger, stagger, counter. I'm screwed. So yeah, so party number 1 will throw right off the jump. We are going to have 2 staggers, a fake stagger, and then a counter. That is when party number 2 typically will throw, right after the counter. And then we start the cycle again. Stagger, stagger. Typically mech will happen, but if it doesn't, it's okay. It's just stagger, stagger, fake, stagger, counter. And then if you want, you can break at that point. Yes, if you want, you can break at that point. It's not necessary. Like, it's not going to wipe you if you don't break before the first major. It will wipe you if you don't break before the major that we just wiped to. So you do have to break at some point before. You do have to break at some point before 30 bars. That you do have to do. Oh, he just regened health. That's no bueno. Also, I didn't mention it, but if he gets one of those bloods before one of us do, he does regen a massive amount of health. But it's no match for our DPS. So what happens is sometimes the eyes don't go on to the person that's in the middle like it's supposed to, and it goes on to a random person on the outside. Therefore, I'd have to swap with the person on the outside, and in that case, I had the eyes on me. From the outside, I got caught, and it was a wipe. That's all that was. Alright, so we did the two staggers already. This is going to be the fake. Into a counter, into a stagger, into the second person throwing. So when you have the eyes during a regular combat like this, it just means that the attack will be focused on you. That's all that means. It's nothing to worry about. But you do have to be extra careful with the dodging. So this is how it's supposed to be. Sup in the middle. And then we have people on the outside. We should still be okay with one down. Oop, not if we missed the counter. Alright, so we're just going to force the break early, and of course, that was a bait. So, we did not get the break. We need to break before 30 bar, or it's just a wipe. This is fake. What am I doing? I just wasted all my resources essentially trying to get through that fake. There we go. Oh, thank God. Alright, we are not going to wipe. We actually saved it. So now we just kind of go in the middle. 30 max. Yeah, I was gonna say 30 max should be happening. He has only 2 stacks. That's totally acceptable. This is I think the hardest part of the fight, besides the little bit of RNG aspect that you have to deal with. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? So that we all just kind of throw in the middle and hope that it sticks. And it does not look like we got anything. Oh, wait. Maybe. Yeah, we did. But we did not get the break. So, we're going to have to redo it. We need to break now because as you see, has 5. But because it's after 30 mech, that is okay. Yes. Yes. We did it. All right. Oh, no. We almost did not break it. If we don't break it there, then he goes on the outside. And we have to try to do it again, but it gets harder and harder. In this phase, read that. It stacks up fairly quickly. But now it's just a DPS race. One person can solo this whole thing because as the fight goes on, you do more and more damage. So it is very, very, very doable. I mean, I'm hitting like normal attacks for like 3 mil there. So I've seen a Soulfist. I've seen a Soulfist crit their awakening for like almost 3 bill there. 3 billion with a B. Yeah, as insane as that sounds. So, I mean, that's the synopsis of that gate. First person throws, stagger, stagger, fake stagger, counter, second person throws, stagger, stagger. If below 115 bars, you want to throw 2. So 3 and 4 will throw to break. If above 115 bars, sorry, other way around. If above 15 bars, 3 and 4 will throw to break. If below, you're just going to DPS it until mech. Mech, the first, like, mech, the clones with the things on the outside is at 95. Remember, sup typically goes in the middle. Bait that around in a circle. Don't get caught. If you do, it's not that major. The people on the outside, though, it's usually around like 11 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. That could alter and change, but those are the typical positions. You want to counter the 2 that aren't eyes. If you get the eyes, you just don't want to get caught. So run around in a circle. Then you are going to DPS until 30 bars, making sure that you break in that time if you did not, even if you did break prior. You just want to make sure that you break. You want to go into 30 mech with 2 stacks. So there is a little bit more in depth on so I am going to run corrosive here and whirlwind. I'm going to run corrosive and whirlwind. Yeah. But yeah, you just wanna make sure that you break, and then on that last phase, the person with the eyes is targeted. You wanna stand in the middle, and everybody kind of throws at you. Right there, I'm supposed to DR while the DPS gets 44 stacks, because each stack of the debuff you get increases your attack speed and your attack power by a stacking amount up to 5. It seemed that they all ran away though when I did that, so I was the only one that got stacks. I'm really confused. So it is what it is. So this mech, you want to charge him into the pillar that pop. You want to run him into the pillars in order of which they popped up in. You're essentially relying on the people's pings. Yes, you're essentially relying on the people's pings, hoping that they don't ping late, hoping they're not lagging, latency issues, or anything like that. But yeah, that's the whole mech. While you're avoiding those blue things, because the blue circles on the ground are just going to leave you stunned, and if you fail one of those on hard mode, it hurts a lot, and it's probably going to be a wipe if you fail one of those. You're allowed to fail one of them and recover from it if you're kind of in position to get a DR, or maybe your sup had just a great moment of awakening and timed it perfectly. Other than that, it's a wipe. This boss doesn't really have mechs. Has that one pillar mech that is a little annoying, but we just one-shot it. It is doable if you're paying attention. And then has a... I'm not. And a mech at 45, which is super easy. So the reason we are using corrosive and destruction here is every time he runs into the pillar, you have a chance to break his horns off. Now the horns can grow back, but without the horns, there's a lot of mechanics that he can't do. So you just want to eliminate the horns and then make the fight that much easier for yourself. This is a stagger check. This isn't really a mech per se. Like one attempt he could do this. Another attempt he might not. 9 times out of 10 he's going to do it, but you have to succeed that stagger check. You absolutely have to succeed that stagger check. He does it again later on in the fight if your DPS is slow. You do not have to succeed that one. This we're just waiting for that. There's pillars that spawn. You want to stand in the opening, and your support needs to DR you. If you do not get DR'd, it is 9 times out of 10 you are going to wipe. That's the end of that game. You are forced to go into the water, so learn how to swim in Lost Ark. Yeah, that is this boss. That's it. The water does take away your fire stacks right here. Typically anything you get hit with by this bull will cause fire stacks. The more you get, it does leave a stacking debuff on you. It's dot damage at about, I would say at about 11. You could probably survive it with the help of a friendly support. But at about anything higher than that, it is really, really, really annoying to keep you up. Also, when he does the charge, if there is a line behind him, that means he is going to charge a second time. If you miss the pillar on the first one, on the first charge, because you just weren't paying attention or whatever, if there's a line behind him, you can line up so he gets charged again. So he could charge into the pillar. This we all need destruction. We all need whirlwinds. Alright, so this is kind of a little tricky fight. Know your positions. Know your X3 positions. Know where you're at. A lot of it is just avoiding things like right there. I should have avoided that. This is a counter. Anytime there's a big cone there, it's typically a counter. If it's a small cone, it is not a counter. There's a lot going on. It's just a lot of dipping, dodging. Um, yeah, it's nothing will really kill you per se, but it's a lot going on. All right, so 160 is our first mech. Told you anything with a big cone is typically a counter. 160 is our first mech. We need to get into our positions. So she's going to shoot cones at these doors here at our positions. The first two are fake. The third one is real. You need to position the third one to hit the door. I say the first two are fake, but they will still do damage to you and leave like a nasty debuff on you. I just got like a attack power debuff on myself. And somebody missed the door. Oh, somebody missed the door on the at 9 o'clock there. It could have been any one of us because we kind of rotate. That's another thing I forgot to mention. So I started at 12 o'clock. I dip, dodge. Oop. So this counter is very hard to judge. So typically what you want to do is get into your position. If you've dodged everything, get into your position, and then the one that flashes blue, just counter. So yeah. So I do my door, and then I rotate down to 6 o'clock. Do that door. Rotate to 9 o'clock. Do that door. Or you know what I mean. You just rotate clockwise, door to door. You're a door-to-door salesman during this fight, for reals. Now, you do have a chance to recover the arena here. So these areas over here are, not there anymore, so you can fall off of that. But you do have a chance to save it. Now this mech, we usually follow the 1-1, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4 mech. So this is going to be party number 2's counter. This is going to be party number 2's counter. This is going to be party number 3's counter. That is party number 3's counter. This is my counter. How you can tell it's a real counter or a fake counter. The sword does not go all the way through on a fake. He's allowed to do 2 fakes. Yeah, so he's allowed to do 2 fakes out of the whole ordeal. So that is that. So this one, the safe zone is going to be on me because I got the bar second. These purple orbs, you want to collect them by spacebarring into them. Sometimes it just, aw. Unfortunately, we do need everyone up. All right, so we restart. because the next mech, we don't need all 4 people up per se, but I will tell you it makes it a lot easier. This is a basic attack. You see the cones there? You want to kind of position that in a way that it's safe for everybody. This is pretty much a wipe if you get caught in that. I almost did. That's a counter, which I missed. I don't know how. So he did the exact same thing again that he did in the first attempt. The exact same thing, and got screwed by basics. It's all right though. That was a bad seed. Remake the party. It's a bad seed. All right, we avoid this. Oop, that's a counter. So if the cone follows you around, it's 100% a counter. There is no counter cooldown on this mob. Once again, there is no cooldown for counter on this mob. If an attack is guaranteed to be a counter, it is guaranteed to be a counter. That is all. Alright, let's hope he doesn't do that again. I'm going to try to catch the... Okay, he got it. Realistically, supports should be the ones catching the orb, but DPS don't trust us or something. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. But, oh, this is just a basic attack. You just dodge, and he's gonna like leave a little damaging waves in the path that he travels. That's all that is. Alright, so this is the doors again. Remember, dodge the first 2, land that third one onto the mirror. If you don't dodge, you get a nasty debuff and a lot of health gets taken away from you. You don't really want the debuff because the first one's attack power. All whirlwind 7, and then all just stagger 5. And then it goes right into the mechs again. There's no pause break. There's no like, oh, let me just take a break for a minute. It goes right into it. So if you're not there, it's GG's. I was screwed either way there. Nothing I can do. Oh, so how you recover the areas that are missing? Like, oh, this is the worst thing to happen right now. Yeah, I could have saved them, but I was in my own little combo world. So, it is what it is. This gate's usually the easy one in comparison to number 2. But as you see, if you lose somebody, early, so the safe zone's going to be on me again. So we just want to avoid people in the middle because that is free DPS, and then we all just want to gather in the middle on that mech. And that cone was not a stagger due to the animation prior to him or her doing that cone. Or a counter. I feel like I said stagger. But yeah, it's a little bit has to do with the animation prior. So I want to get inside of that because that's a huge safe zone and no mechs will happen when those cards are going on. Alright, so I have two attack power debuffs here. 3. Wonderful. So you lose you lose 10% attack power with each time you get hit there. And not a good thing. So, yeah. And like I said, right back into the max. Right into it. There's no time lost. Uh-oh. Oh, perfect. That was a perfect, because it is free DPS for it's free DPS if you're a back attacker and you're just greed, like a greed monster. Which most entropy classes they take full advantage of that, and they don't do that mech. So if the ball's coming, you just want to hit in front of it. You want to use skills, not basics. Basics do not work there. So you just want to use your skills to bounce the ball back. That's all that is. If you hit from the side, it reflects damage back at you. You will die. Oh, how to recover the thing. How to recover the areas. Just do the stagger. And then after that, it's destruction. And then a red orb will follow you. A red orb will follow a random player. And that player just needs to be... And watch. See? It's saved. Alright. It's party one's real counter there. That is party one's real counter there. That is party two's fake counter. That's party two's fake counter. That is party three's real counter. The sword needs to go all the way through the window or the door for it to be a real counter. That is my real counter. And this is my real counter. Remember, there can only be 2 fakes. Right now, we only have one area of the field. That is... Oh, this is no bueno. That giant cone. It'll trap you and kill you. He almost was the sufferer of that. That'll leave a tail behind and murder you. So, with this mech, I should have stated earlier that if you get caught, it makes it super easier for the people that are trying to counter it. Because here, I'll show you the mini map or the map. It tells you where I'm at. So, you can easily know which one's the real one. It's just a lot of dipping, a lot of diving. That mechanic, one person needs to get caught. They do a typing test. If they succeed, it's a small free DPS window. If they fail, they get thrown into the air somewhere. And right now, every single area on the map is safe. This is our 60 mechanic. You just throw a destruction at the door. You stagger boss. You destruct the head here. And somebody gets tethered. You figure that out prior. You dodge. You dodge. Highest DPS goes in first. How to get grabbed first is, see how he's standing, he's facing the south? He will always be facing the south. You dodge 2, you jump in front of him, and then you're grabbed. Highest DPS goes in first. Support always goes in second. And then the person that is not tethered goes in third. The person that is tethered needs to aim at the doors. The person that is not tethered needs to aim at the doors so that we go through the doors. And he cannot aim at the doors that have been used already. So you have to use a new door. We're in here. We're just going to kill this boss. And then we are teleported right back out. Now somebody needs to get grabbed. If somebody does not get grabbed, it is a wipe. Now we have a stagger check. This is where the whirlwinds. This is the only spot the whirlwinds come into play. Not even kidding you. And now it's just a DPS check until the end. We just typically we can position it so that he goes into the 40 bar mech almost immediately after the 60 bar mech. The 40 bar mech we can ignore. You always ignore it. It's not important. Just ignore the 40 bar mech. It is free DPS. Just DPS. That was free DPS, and this is another free DPS mech. Use your skills, hit that ball back. You want to be careful here. I didn't know that that was open there. Supports need to save their ults here. You want to ult. You want to ult when you see mirrors. Mirrors during this last, after 60 bars is very, 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 very obnoxious. Can kill you, will kill you, and that's GG. And a nice, easy 6,000 gold just for that gate alone. And an elixir. Which you can... Nobody really stays around for the books anymore. But yeah, you can buy the box. Because one... Oh, there is a pet here. I knew there was a pet. I might have to start buying the box and hope for the pet. One, like, nifty thing, and I'll song out of here before I go into that. Well, it's like been doing that for an hour. It's no bueno. No good, no good. Oh, the basketball game's on in the background. One little thing that I don't know if a lot of people know, but these are sellable on the auction house. So, I'll show you. I don't plan on doing anything with elixirs for gold. Right now, they're too expensive. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just dismantle those. Add. Go to storage. Boom. 55 gold each. And an extra 1,000 gold for that. For the 3 elixirs I had. No, it wasn't all just for that run. I had some in my inventory. But that's Voldis. I want to collect that on my Slayer. So, alright. Until next time.